Alright. So when we left off earlier, I had started let's go back. I think there was like a paragraph and a half. Okay. But since then, I have added more, so I will go back and show what I've done so far. Okay. So what I have so far is, during the Great Awakening, two ministers of vastly different styles came to wage a war between each other over whose style was correct. Reverend James Davenport of Connecticut and Minister Charles Oldbrook of Chauncey of Boston. This battle lasted years. I will get the exact number. But nonetheless, it was Chauncey who walked away victorious. In this essay, I intend to show how it was that Chauncey became victor, and the details of the religious war that tore apart the communities of people. The religious revival, and I went too far down. The religious revival, commonly known as the Great Awakening, the Great Awakening was from 1730 to 1740. That needs to be 2, not a dash. Was from 1730 to 1740. During this time period, many ministers became worried that if the colonies kept expanding westward, it would cause the colonists to become less dependent on the church and begin to undermine their religious teachings. This fear brought forth a group of revivalists who saw the chance to create a movement, a new kind of religion, a more emotional and personal Christianity, immensely different from that of the traditional teachings. These two parties called themselves the New Lights, people of the new religion, and Old Lights, people of the traditional religion. Davenport, being a leader of the New Lights, believed in a new form of preaching, a more eccentric and intense way of giving sermons, created by two Presbyterian brothers, William and Gilbert Tennent, and Jonathan Edwards, who was the Congregationalist, minister of Massachusetts. It was the teaching styles of Tennent, Edwards, and Whitefield that caused Davenport to eventually begin scaring his followers and the public into submission. While Chauncey was a methodical minister, his sermons were more relaxed, so much so it almost put young children listening to sleep. The difference between Davenport and Chauncey was not only their differences in the way they did their sermons, but it was the message that they were giving. Chauncey calls Davenport a hypocrite for saying that if people listen to his sermons, they are following Chauncey to hell, when that is exactly what Davenport is doing. Okay, it's not exactly Chauncey. Following Chauncey and the other ministers to hell. Okay. And while I did that, I kept what I worked on this morning. Oh no, I started another one. I just didn't do anything with it. Wow, I forgot I had that. Let me move this back up. Okay. And we'll see how well this fits. Alrighty. When the impact of the awakening began to wear off, it was too late. People had become obsessed with these new ideas and how their new religion treated them. Well, there should be. That's better with quotation marks around new religion. And how their new religion treated them, that they would do anything Davenport asked of them. Even the 2 bonfires he tried to have. In the first he burned old religion books, as well as Chauncey's first books, which I have to get the names of. An attempt to exonerate the world of these hell books. While the second bonfire wasn't lit, it became more apparent to some of Davenport's followers, and especially the rest of the townfolk, that he wasn't completely there. Mentally should be added there so everyone knows what I'm talking about. He wasn't there mentally, and I spelled it wrong. Oh, it's supposed to have two L's. Whoops. Throwing more books at anything that could be considered an old religion idol on the pile, he proceeded to throw his own pants into the soon-to-be-lit fire because they were a symbol of what were they a symbol of?